So when your back is against the wall, you need to like be intentional, right? Because with your being at this place, it's possible that you weren't very intentional and now you're in the spot that you're in. You have to look at the writing on the wall, right? You know, we know in the Bible that God wrote on the wall for the king to see and be like, your days are numbered, your kingdom is going to fall. And then it did, it fell to the Persians. So with wherever God is taking you right now, trust him. He knows what kingdoms are going to fall in your life. He knows what things that you built on that were built on sand that are not going to last. They will not last for very long. So continue to trust in him, because Christ is the rock that you need to build your foundation on. He's the one who's going to provide for everything in your life that needs to come forward in time. So, you know, like when your back's against the wall, that's the time to really turn to him and really look to him and be like, please help me through this part. Because right now in my life, it just seems like we're flying from place to place. Like I'm not even catching planes, but I feel like I'm catching planes anyway. Like he's just taking me from place to place. I do plan on like flying on planes around the world and getting to talk to people all over the world, but that's in the future. You know, for now, I'm just cherishing the day-to-day and these little lessons, these little videos that I'll come back to in the future and be like, oh yeah, the back against the wall thing. It's recognizing where you're at and recognizing that, for one thing, you have won something because you're aware that your back is against the wall, right? Perhaps other options have disappeared and you've lost all your options. Christ will always give you more options, so you don't need to worry about that. You just need to keep going forward and trusting that he'll provide more options, but you do need to make the most of the options you have right now. So before I decided to go full time, I was going over to places. I was trying to like find a job, trying to make something happen. And I watched all those things fall apart before I finally was like, you know what? I think I'm going to listen to what God has been trying to tell me this whole time. And it was kind of waiting for me to like make that decision. And so I feel like my back's against the wall almost every day kind of thing, you know? It's sort of like in like one of those games that you play as a kid where like across the ocean or something. It's like you're like holding this and that's your safe place, but you need to leave. Like you need to run and get out, because the ocean isn't going to part until you start moving. And I think that's the thing I needed here. You know, the ocean's not going to part until you start moving. That's the thing with Moses. Like God could tell him over and over again, hey, you know, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And then when he's like, yeah, you got to raise up your staff and go forward, tell them to go forward and actually going, you know, that's when things start flowing. I had a couple of good conversations in the library today and just in all the other places that I've been so far today. And it's because I just decided to go, you know. I did have this cool little moment talking with this one lady really briefly. I just kind of had this thought come to mind to go talk to her, and I just started talking, and I had the thought to say, like, you know, remember that you are sunshine and that God and the universe, whatever you believe, that is going to be more than enough for you, and you just need to keep rising with that and trusting in that. And she really appreciated it, but that wouldn't have come if I hadn't gone after it. You know, there's that quote, I can't remember, I already know how to say his name, which is Goethe. He says boldness has a magic in it. It has a genius in it. So whatever it is, whatever you need to do, begin it right now. There's power in beginning right now. For one thing, you'll get a better understanding of that thing because you're able to bring this thing into existence. And there's a real power with that. So with wherever you're at right now in your life, if wherever your back is against the wall, I encourage you to look at the writing on the wall, trust God, and just go after it. We live in a world of miracles. We live in a world where tons of things are happening. Just trust that God is going to make tons of things happen in your life for your good. You know, Jeremiah 29:11, the New International Version talks about how God has, you know, things prepared for you and he has a bright future prepared for you. There was times I wasn't quite sure how that was possible. And with how people were interacting with me, it didn't seem like that was possible either. But I do know that, you know, God had made certain promises with me and I made promises with him and it was going to be okay. And now it's like we're at that point where things are starting to come together, but I still have to get off the wall every day. I have to leave. I have to run back and run towards him and then just do it over and over and over again. So yeah, if your back's against the wall and you can sense that, hey, join the club. It's a good place to be. Just keep going after and keep building, my friend. And that's all I'll say for now. So thank you for listening and subscribe for more videos. And it's only going to get better from here. And check out the Yield Deeply newsletter. I send that out every week to help people be the strongest instruments for Christ that they can be. And that's all I have. So thank you, and see you next time. Bye.